Hello, my friends. Yesterday, I told you that this week we're going to talk about how you receive intuitive information. Because here's the thing, your intuition is already talking to you. The question is, do you recognize it when it happens? We receive intuitive information through our nervous system, right? What we call the clairs. Which simply means clear, right? Clear means clear. And you probably, I'm sure, have heard of this before. Clairvoyance is clear seeing. You may receive pictures, symbols, colors, flashes of images, or even little scenes in your mind, and you don't necessarily see something like a hologram or a ghost floating in front of you. I, for example, can see very clear, but I don't see with my physical eyes. I see an image in my head. For example, if I ask you to picture a slice of pepperoni pizza or a red door, you all can picture that very easily in your head. That's how I see. Actually, most mediums I know see like that. Very few see with their physical eyes. Do I see actual ghosts walking around? Sure. Sometimes when I'm out and about. But when I'm working, usually I see things in my head. Now, then we have clear audience, clear hearing. Same thing. This can be words, names, phrases, music, or sounds that seem to pop in your awareness. Again, you don't necessarily have to hear a booming voice coming across the room saying, Yari, listen to me, or Michael going like, hey, Yari, I need to talk to you. Wouldn't that be nice? Every once in a while, can hear with my physical ears, especially people calling my name. And this has happened only a handful of times in over 20 years. Most of the time, I just know the message. Clear sentience is clear feeling. You feel the information. You may walk into a room and immediately feel that something happened there. You may be thinking, you may be talking to somebody and suddenly feel sadness, excitement, nervousness, or even a physical sensation that doesn't belong to you. Especially if you are an empath, you need to develop very strong boundaries to recognize a feeling that does not belong to you, but you don't want to get rid of this because when you're doing a reading, this is critical information to have. Then we have claircognizance, clear knowing. You just know. You don't know why you know. Nobody told you. You didn't figure it out. The information is simply there. And this one can be really easy to dismiss because it feels like I thought, because it is. You think, oh, I just thought of that. Well, where did the thought come from? Right? We also have clear, and I have trouble with this. So work with me. Clear clear alliance, something like that. It's clear smelling. And clear gustance, which is clear testing. You might suddenly smell your grandmother's perfume or her cooking, arepas y habichuelas, good stuff like that. When there is absolutely no perfume or food around you, or smell cigarette smoke, that's really common. When nobody is smoking, or suddenly taste something connected to a person, a memory of or a message. Those are intuitive senses too. You see, they are our nervous system. There are or five senses, right? They, these two, the smelling and tasting, are really, really rare. I have smelled things that are not there just a handful of times, but I have never, that I can remember, tasted something that's not actually in my mouth. Now, here's the part that I really want you to understand, okay? You don't have to receive information the way I do because your intuition is unique to you. You may be very visual. Somebody else may barely see anything, but know things constantly. I know really strong mediums that can see a thing, but they can deliver incredibly accurate information. Another person may feel everything in their body. Most of us aren't limited to you know, one or two clairs. You can use several of them, but usually it's just one or two that come much more naturally to you. The problem is that we're often looking for intuition to arrive in a way that's not natural to us. So many students have come to me because they can see very well, but they can't hear, and they put all their energy in developing clairs that don't come naturally to them. Don't. Work with what you got. If more develop with time, great. If they don't, it's okay because your intuition has already been talking to you all day long. That thought that came out of nowhere, that image that flashed through your mind, that feeling in your stomach, that moment when you knew who was calling before you look at your phone. And because it felt so normal, you kind of dismissed it. So today, I want you to start paying attention. Don't try to make anything happen. Just notice. What do you see? What do you hear? My dog is very real. What do I feel? What do I know? Because before you can strengthen your intuition, you need to learn how your intuition speaks to you. And that's exactly what we're going to discover this week.